You have removed all the contingencies in your contract and you decide maybe not the house for me. What's that mean?
Oh, you better call an attorney.
Yes. Today, this is Alan
And Betsy.
coming to you from coastal Virginia, and we are going to talk about what happens once you have a fully ratified non-contingent contract. Can you just decide you don't want the house? And if you do, what's it really going to cost you?
Oh
So,
boy.
Let's talk about,
depending.
let's look at from the buyer's side.
Okay.
We'll look at it first.
Okay.
So let's just say here you are, you've been shopping in the market for a month or so, and you found this house, and you find it, and then you make an offer, and you get your offer accepted, which is not always the easiest thing if it's a competitive house today. And the offer gets accepted, and you do the inspection and negotiate the inspection, and you go through all that. Everything's good, and all the contingencies get removed. So guess what? You have a closing date. It gets set. Closing date's coming up, and for whatever reason. Now, there's a couple of things that could happen. If you lose your job, probably not going to qualify. So there's still a financial contingency there that'll get you out. But let's just say you happen to be out driving around on a weekend. You're out shopping for furniture, but you're never going to buy the furniture before you close.
No, because that would be stupid.
And then...
Or a truck.
You happen to just see this open house sign, and you walk into the open house, and guess what? This is your dream home. It checks all the boxes.
That pool that was in that last backyard, or that huge detached garage, or oh my gosh, there was a horse. And it came with it.
And you decided, we want this house. We don't want the one we're on. So you call up your agent, and you tell your agent, we're not going to close on that one. We want you to come write this one for us.
Well, you're in a contract, and a contract is a contract for a reason.
Yep. In Virginia, written documents, real estate has to be in writing. You have accepted the responsibility of moving forward. And lots of other people have made decisions because of that. Primarily, first and foremost, the sellers. Mm-hmm. You've got the sellers out there, and they may have bought another house because you're buying theirs. They may have not bought a house, but they've set up movers and where they're going, and all of this has happened. And now you are trying to walk away from something that they had planned.
Yeah.
There is liability for that in the state of Virginia. Now, we're not attorneys here. Quick disclosure. However, I've seen probably 50, 60,000 transactions as the broker. Betsy's closed thousands as her own as an agent. Mm-hmm. And now we are sitting here looking at it. So our opinion is you probably should call an attorney. That's our first advice, because we're going to talk through it. And some of the costs you could incur as a buyer in this situation, people just don't consider these. But let's look at it. First and foremost, compensation to the seller and your earnest money deposit. Almost always, if you just walk away, it's going to be considered breach, and they're going to ask for the earnest money to be forfeited.
Right.
All the way over. So that's an easy one. Sometimes buyers think they can walk away, and they've got $5,000 earnest money deposit, and they're just going to walk away from it, and that's it. That's where the misunderstanding comes in.
Correct. You've got lots of other liabilities here, because chances are the seller has done repairs. Mm-hmm. The seller now has a cost, and let's just say, I mean, even in a perfect market, when the market is continuing to go up or whatever, you've now had that house sitting on the market, and that house looks a little stale, and people are going to see that house and they're going to go, what was wrong with it that caused the house to go back on market? And they may get a lower offer, which you would be liable for the difference.
They could sue you for the difference.
They're going to get what it cost for their mortgage payment difference while they're sitting in the house. They're going to get for their electricity, for whatever it costs them to be in this house in that time. They're going to get any cost difference that they get in the price.
So let's say the house was a $500,000 house. Your offer was at $500,000, and when they put it back on the market, because people are like, "What happened? What's going on?" Say the next offer they only get $485,000. Well, there's a $15,000 difference. They're probably going to come sue you for it, and they could. And they're going to, the time, if it took an extra 60 days, there's an extra 2 months mortgage payments and 2 months in taxes.
2 months in electric.
Then you also have the people that have done work in the transaction previously, the real estate agents. The real estate agents earned their commission when the contract became non-contingent. They had earned their commission. And so at that point in time, the agents, brokerages, the broker, not the actual agent themselves, could file suit for the money earned. You could owe those commissions. And on a $500,000 house, as an example, it could be 3% and 3%. If you're looking at that, 6% on 500, there's $30,000 right there.
Correct.
So all of a sudden, making a decision to go to that next house might not be the decision you want to make. When you consider all of those things in there, what happens if it goes back on the market and it doesn't sell for 6 months and sells for $30,000 less than it did? That becomes an even larger number that you got to be responsible for.
Correct.
Now, what happens if you're the seller and you've got a non-contingent offer on your house and you decide you don't want to sell?
Yeah.
What's the liability there?
Oh, huge. I mean, especially if the buyer decides to sue you, because that's really, really big. Because the buyers could be, I mean, out of a place to live. They could be in base housing, for example,
Right.
with really no place to go afterwards. I mean, completely packed up already. They could be making cross-country moves. I mean, there's a lot that could happen here. So you got buyer's agent, seller's agent, because you do owe both sides of the party at that point in time. Depending on if they both chose to sue.
Yep. In Virginia, technically you can sue for performance on either way, but most likely, from what I've seen with my experience, a judge in Virginia is hesitant to sue for performance, to force somebody to sell and move out of their house that doesn't want to. But what they will do, they will give the cost of not performing to the buyers.
Absolutely.
And so what you've got to look at, what happens if the buyers were getting a $500,000 loan and they were getting it, they happened to have locked it in that brief 3 days that the rates were down at 5.75 and they locked in a loan at 5.75 and now they're at 6.75. They're going to sue for the difference in their loan, their new mortgage payment, even at the same amount. Or what happens if they can't find a house at that price? They're going to look at that. And as Betsy already said, they had movers set up. They may not have housing and have to go to temporary housing that's very expensive depending on the time of year.
Right.
In the summer, it's very expensive for temporary housing in our market that they would have to go into because they've either sold or ended a lease where they were and they can't extend it. And so all of a sudden that comes into play. And if they have pets, now we got even more expense because they got to find a place that accepts the pets. And
you're not going to find a place that accepts pets down here, so you're probably going to board them, which is really, really expensive.
it's just, and none of this mentions, because it doesn't come into play as much, but the stress and grief associated with it. I mean, this could really get big. And as Betsy said, what's going to happen is the agents involved, the brokerages, are probably going to say, we earned our money. If you come up and the week before closing, you say, we just don't want to close. Well, all they were really waiting on is for an hour closing. All the work, if it's the listing, the marketing, the advertising, the processing, all of that has, the inspections, all of that has happened. Same thing on the buy side, showing all the houses, all the inspections, all the processing. Everybody, you've got title companies, you've got vendors, contract, everybody has done their job, and you just decide, no, we're not going to go through with it.
Right.
So you need to know there's definitely going to be consequences associated with
100%, because it always amazes me when somebody says, but we didn't close. Okay, so I don't know what you did for a living, but do you think because I did my entire job and you made the decision to breach a contract that the 40, 50, depending on the hours, because there's a lot of hours that go into any contract, and some of them are more because, you know, I've had them that are more, 70, 80 hours, 100 hours on some of these suckers, don't deserve to
job. Now, here's something that recently we can say. What happens if the buyer and the seller get together on terms and they just decide they're going to walk away? Both of them agree to and not pursue any money from each other. Well, guess what? Even if you read the release from the multiple listing service, the standard release, it says this does not release you from outside liabilities, including the brokerage commissions. Because if the seller has had work done and performed it, the contractors still have to be paid. The brokerages still get paid even if they both say, hey, you don't want to buy our house, we don't want to sell our house, we're going to go do this. You got to be careful, not that we know anybody that would do this, but if that was allowed without paying the agent commissions, everybody could get everything done all the way up to the week before closing, say they're canceling the deal on paper, take the agents out of it, turn around the next week and all the title work's done, all this is done, and go back and put it back together without the agents in it. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. So, what you need to know is before making that decision, talk it through with your agents first, possibly talk to their brokers, and if it goes any further, talk to legal. Get legal advice on it.
Absolutely. That's the number one thing. I mean, well, you always you hire a trustworthy agent for a reason. That's your first go-to. Never do a knee-jerk reaction. Never get crazy and angry and do something that you don't think through. Yeah. I always tell my people, I go, if you ever want to get it out, type it up and then erase it. Yeah. It took me a long time to learn this because, oh my gosh, I just remember those days where you'd sit there and you'd be like, oh, and you'd type it up and you'd send it out. Well, once it goes out, it's out. I don't even care if you delete it. Somebody has screenshotted that already and they have sent it out to the universe and it is out there for everybody. Yeah. So before you get crazy and you do something, always consult that person that you've hired that you trust, and they can tell you, okay, before we do this, it's time to bring in legal. Before we do this, let's consult this. It's like us. We have our great legal staff all the time. And
if you're one of our buyers and you say, hey, we want to go buy this other house. This other house is better for us at this and this. We're going to look at it. The agent's going to, whether it's Betsy or whether it's one of our other team agents, they're going to bring it. It's going to land on my desk. It's going to say, is there a way to get released of this contract without any damage, or what's the best way to get out of the contract with the least amount of damage? I'm going to look at it from a broker's point of view and try to give advice and say, hey, by the way, there happens to be, do you have the homeowner's docs in yet? Or do you have it? Sometimes there's a way.
There are those sellers on the other side that they're just like, oh, okay, just give me the earnest money and we'll let you go. And that, if we have that, we need to know, because there are sellers like that. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing, if there's, that's why it's always great to consult that person that you have that's trustworthy, because you're going, hey, call us before you do something crazy. Right. That's the important thing here. It's always just to know that you hired us for that reason of trust. In my career, not Alan's, because he had, 1,700 agents underneath of him, all of that. It's just, I've had, I'm up to like 16 times now that people have called me up and tried to breach contract. Out of those 16 times, that's just not going to work, has happened, those words have happened to work for me because people are afraid, like 13 times. And then 3 times people have said they're going to continue on with that, of which only twice has it ended up in mediation or in court. Mm-hmm. One time in mediation and we won. It was fabulous. And then the second time we ended up, we're actually in mediation now. So, that's a great track record for over 1,000 contracts.
Right. So just know, moving into the future, if you're in a contract and it's ratified and there's no contingencies, there are recourses that can happen from you just deciding you don't want to do it. Bingo! Hey, in case you haven't seen, we have our Great Bridge Bingo card going on right now. We've posted it on Facebook. We've sent it out. If you haven't seen it, go to our site.
Yeah, support all of our local people, guys. We love to support our local restaurants.
Yeah.
We have amazing local restaurants, whether it's breakfast, whether it's lunch, whether it's brunch, whether it's dinner. We have great food.
Everything. What we want you to do is we do this every now and then. We throw it out there. We have a $250 gift card to your favorite restaurant. We're going to take anybody that has a bingo card, meaning in the past from June 1st to July 1st, anybody that has got bingo on the
So
card.
if you haven't started, you got to eat quick.
You got to eat. You got, what's today? 23rd. Oh, you can eat out. You only need like 5 or 6 to get bingo. There's a free one in the middle, so you need like 6 max to 5 or 6.
You need 5. The free one in the middle.
We got 8 days in the month, 3 meals a day. There's 24 opportunities for you to go.
I'll eat 24 times. So that's
we like to eat out a lot.
Yeah,
So,
so you get a sunrise for breakfast, then you hit Butcher's Son
Mr.
for
Jim's
dinner,
for lunch.
Mr. Jim's for lunch, then you hit Mexican over there.
yeah. Honey and Hooch. This one.
Definitely Honey and Hooch. I mean, you got to get swanky for that one though. A little sexy.
A little sexy. That's a date night one. Friday night, we got a Friday coming up.
You hit Vino's, get some like a little swanky Italian.
Barrel Room.
Yeah.
Go down. Saturday night, a little music. They got live music on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So all of
I think
these.
that's the guy I like, or maybe it's Friday night. I don't know. It depends.
Frank.
Oh, Frank is great.
Frank
is
sings
so
Frank.
good.
Frank at the
Frank is
Barrel
great.
Room. We
Frank
love
is
Frank
great.
Sinatra. He sings.
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean,
He'll come up to your
there's
table.
nobody on that list.
Blue eyes.
There's no restaurant on that list that's not freaking great, or they wouldn't be on there.
Yep. So what we need you to do before July 1st, you want to go get bingo. If you get bingo, post it, send it in to us. We're going to draw somebody that got bingo is going to get a $250 gift card to use at your favorite restaurant on there.
Yes.
So I think that's good. And if you want to vote on something, we take votes sometimes. I'm not going to have you vote in the restaurant because everybody's got different tastes. But I'm looking a little different today. I got this little goatee going on. Vote. Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for shave. Let me know what you think. Till next time.
That's funny. Subscribe to us, please. Start watching all my YouTubes. I know a lot of people are, so I thank you for that. So subscribe, like me, love me. If you don't love me, tell me what you don't love. Tell me what you do love.
Give me a thumbs up on the goatee.
I wouldn't tell me what you don't love, because I wouldn't take that very lightly.
Yeah.
So tell me what you do love. And no, seriously, if you want to hear different things, tell us. Anything that you're
Haley might
wanting to hear.
Haley might even be able to put a vote, yes or no, on the goatee. So let's see it on the YouTube
God
channel.
bless us with the
let's
doggone
see.
goatee.
Gotta figure it out whether
I
I'm
don't
going to
have
shave
a
it or not.
goatee. Comment below about the goatee, apparently.
Thank you. Till next time, Alan
And Betsy.